Hello and happy 4th of July, everyone. Welcome to Finance Foodie. I am Catherine and we are excited to do this episode. First, I want to thank all of our military personnel, past, current, and those already committed. I'm wearing my shirt today to proudly represent my brother, who is active military U.S. Marine. In honor of our military personnel, we are going to talk about the food that they ate and continue to eat. We're going to start back into history, to the battles that got us the original Independence Day, then focus on our current military meals, including boot camp and the MREs, and what our meals look like and what other countries' MREs look like. So before we get to it, please subscribe to Finance Foodie, like this video, and comment below if you have served or know someone who has. Okay, so let's start with the history. Throughout the history of the United States, military meals for soldiers have evolved significantly based on various factors, including technology, logistical capabilities, and nutritional knowledge. So here's just a brief overview of the military meals throughout different time periods. So Revolutionary War and early American wars, so like 1775 through 1815. Soldiers in the early American military typically had basic rations, and this was consisting of hardtack, a type of durable biscuit, salted meat like pork or beef, so kind of like jerky, dried peas or beans, and occasionally rice or cornmeal. Fresh fruits and vegetables were scarce, and soldiers often supplemented their rations with like foraged food that they could find. Civil War, so like 1861 through 1865. Rations during the Civil War were somewhat similar to those of the Revolutionary War, with soldiers receiving hardtack, salted meat, coffee, and sugar as staples. So canned foods such as fruits and vegetables became more common during this time because there were advancements in food preservation techniques. Then we're going to jump a little more forward to World War I, so 1914 to 18. During World War I, field rations evolved to include canned meat, such as corned beef or Spam, canned fruits, vegetables, and coffee. And again, this was due to advancements in food preservation. But going back to the military's roots, soldiers also received hardtack or bread, along with basic condiments like salt and pepper. Field kitchens were established to provide hot meals when possible. And then World War II. So 1939 through 1945. World War II saw the introduction of the iconic K ration and C ration field rations, which provided individually packed meals for soldiers. The K ration included items like canned meat, crackers, chocolate, and instant coffee, while the C ration consisted of canned meat such as meat and beans, along with cigarettes and other sundries. So I'm not sure about you, but I laughed a little bit when I heard that cigarettes were a part of the military rations. It's just definitely a sign of the times. So then the Korean War, so 1950 through 53. The field rations during the Korean War were similar to those of World War II, with soldiers relying on K rations and C rations for sustenance. However, there were efforts to improve the variety and nutritional content of these rations during this time. So by the time that we got to Vietnam War, 1955 through 1975, soldiers were issued a variety of rations, including C rations, LRRPs, so long-range reconnaissance patrol rations, and meal combat individual rations, so MCI. And these rations provided a range of foods, including canned meals, snacks, and beverages. There's a slight change here because, like I'd mentioned, during the Korean War, there were efforts to improve the nutritional content and variety of the military meals. Post 1975 to current. So in recent decades, the U.S. military has continued to refine its field ration programs. The MRE, or Meal Ready to Eat, was introduced in the 1980s and has become the primary field ration for troops. MREs are self-contained, pre-packaged meals that include a variety of entrees, sides, snacks, and beverages, along with the accessories like heaters and utensils. So I'm going to be diving into the modern day MREs, but I think it's important to focus on the health consideration during boot camp and trainings. All right, so we're going to start with the Army. So Army Basic Combat Training, or BCT, is typically 10 weeks, and it includes a combination of physical fitness exercises, running, marching, obstacle courses, and other activities designed to build strength, endurance, and teamwork skills. Recruits are typically engaged in daily physical training sessions lasting several hours, which is going to result in significant caloric expenditure. Then you move to our Marine Corps. Woot woot! Marine Corps recruits, or the MCRD, lasts for 13 weeks and is known for its demanding physical fitness standards and challenging obstacle courses. Recruits undergo, again, daily physical conditioning, including running, martial arts training, and drill exercises, which can, again, contribute to a high caloric expenditure. Then we move to the Navy. Navy Boot Camp, also known as Recruit Training Command, RTC, lasts about 7 to 9 weeks and includes physical fitness training, swimming proficiency tests, and other activities focused on physical readiness and teamwork. So while Navy Boot Camp may involve less running and marching compared to other branches, the recruits still engage in structured physical training sessions because swimming is not easy. Then there's the Air Force. So the Air Force Basic Military Training, BMT, is about 7.5 weeks long and emphasizes physical fitness, marching drills, and teamwork. Recruits participate in regular physical training sessions, including running and circuit training, to develop strength, endurance, and overall fitness. So while the specific activities and training routines may differ along the branches, the overall goal of boot camp is to prepare recruits physically, mentally, and emotionally for the challenges of military service. And as such, caloric expenditure during boot camp is generally going to be high across all branches, reflecting the demanding nature of military training. So there may be variations in length of training for specific specialties or roles within each branch, and the estimation of energy balance in training is going to be different. The average caloric expenditure per day during boot camp can vary depending on factors, such as the intensity and duration of physical training, individual fitness levels, body composition, and metabolic rate. However, boot camp typically involves rigorous physical activity and training routines designed to build strength, endurance, and overall fitness. As such, caloric expenditure during boot camp can be significantly higher than doing sedentary or less physically demanding periods. While specific caloric expenditure figures can vary widely, estimates suggest that individuals engaged in military training, including boot camp, may burn anywhere from 3,000 to 5,000 calories or more per day, depending on the intensity and duration of training sessions. This caloric expenditure includes not only the energy expended during structured physical training activities, such as running, marching, and obstacle courses, but also the energy required for just basic metabolic functions and activities of daily living. So it's so important to note that individuals undergoing military training typically consume a higher calorie diet to support their increased energy needs and physical demands, which is why when you see them at the end of boot camp, they all look emaciated. So nutritional requirements are going to vary depending on factors like age, gender, body weight, and individual fitness goals. The military dietary guidelines aim to provide balanced and nutritious meals that meet the energy, protein, carbohydrate, fat, vitamin, and mineral needs of trainees to support them for optimal performance, recovery, and overall health during boot camp and beyond. So obviously, being a big sister, I was worried, what meals during boot camp are they being served? And meals during boot camp are typically served in cafeteria style setting, commonly referred to as the dining facility or DFAC or mess hall. So here's how meals are typically served. So their meal times. The recruits or trainees are often given specific times for meals, usually 3 times a day, like breakfast, lunch, and dinner. These are going to vary based on the training schedule. So inside the dining facility, there are usually serving stations where trainees can select their food. There's typically a variety of options to ensure balanced nutrition and accommodate dietary restrictions. Depending on the setup, trainees may serve themselves or maybe move along a service line where food is portioned out by dining staff. Trainees are expected to eat quickly, generally only 15 to 20 minutes, to ensure that they have enough time to finish their meals and then return to training activities. And this time frame is designed to instill discipline, encourage efficient eating habits, and to ensure that trainees have enough time to finish their meals and then return to their training activities promptly. The trainees are expected to manage their time efficiently during meals, prioritizing eating while minimizing distractions or unnecessary delays. So, failure to finish your meals within the allotted time may result in consequences or additional training requirements, such as punctuality and adherence to schedules that are important aspects of all military disciplines. So while the specific duration of a meal times may vary, trainees are generally given a relatively short window to eat their meals during boot camp. And these meals served during boot camp are designed to provide balanced nutrition and sufficient energy to support the physical demands of training. Like I mentioned before, recruits or trainees are likely burning between 3,000 to 5,000 calories per day on average. So while specific menus may vary from branch to branch in the military and location, typical meals include a variety of food groups to ensure that trainees receive the essential nutrients. So I'm just going to do a basic general overview of the types of meals. Like breakfast, they're going to include scrambled eggs, bacon, sausage, breakfast potatoes, oatmeal, cold cereal, fruit, yogurt, and beverages like milk, juice, and coffee. So the emphasis is on providing a combination of protein, carbs, and vitamins to fuel the trainees for the start of the day's activities. And then lunch and dinner, these are going to typically feature a protein source, such as grilled chicken, beef, fish, or tofu, along with sides like rice, pasta, potatoes, vegetables, both cooked and raw, salad, and bread or rolls. There may also be options for soup or stew, as well as vegetarian or vegan choices. Beverages like water, milk, and juice are also commonly available. Then there's snacks. So depending on the training schedule, there may be opportunities for trainees to have snacks between meals or during breaks. And snack options might include items like granola bars, fruit, nuts, crackers, cheese, yogurt, or trail mix. And obviously, as in any kind of training, hydration is going to be emphasized, and it really is during boot camp. Trainees are encouraged to drink plenty of water throughout the day to stay hydrated, especially during physically demanding activities. I know one of the things that my brother mentioned was making sure that everyone had a full canister at the beginning of the day. So military dining facilities strive to provide nutritious and satisfying meals that meet the dietary needs of trainees while also accommodating any food allergies or restrictions, such as preferences or religious standards. The goal is to ensure that trainees have the energy and nutrients necessary to perform their best during training. Boot camps typically do not exclusively serve meals ready to eat, or MREs. While MREs are commonly used by the military for field training, deployments, and other situations, they're mostly when there's not access to traditional food service facilities. So now we're going to go back. The first generation of meal ready to eat, or MREs, was introduced in the early 1980s and replaced the Meal Combat Individual, MCI, rations that were used during the Vietnam War era. So the initial MREs were designed to be lightweight, compact, and shelf-stable, providing soldiers with a convenient and nutritious meal option in the field. So we're going to get a glimpse of what the first MREs looked like and what they contained. First, packaging. The early MREs were packaged in olive drab-colored plastic pouches. They were designed to be durable and waterproof, protecting the contents from the elements during transportation and storage. These MREs typically contained a main entree, side dishes, snacks, beverages, and accessories. Some of the common items found in the early MREs were like a main entree, for example, beef stew, chicken and rice, spaghetti with meat sauce, and pork chops with rice. Side dishes could include items like crackers, bread or tortillas, cheese spread, fruit and vegetable components. Snacks would include nuts, trail mix, granola bars, or cookies. And beverages were powdered drink mixes, flavor water, and provided electrolytes. Coffee, tea, or cocoa mixes might also be included. And then there were accessories, matches, chewing gum, salt and pepper packets, and utensils for eating. And then a heating element. Some of the early MREs included a flameless ration heater, or FRH, to heat the main entree without the need for a stove or open flame. And the FRH activated when water was added to a chemical pouch, generating heat to warm the food pouch. Now, the nutritional content of these early MREs. They were designed to provide a balanced nutrition and sufficient energy for soldiers in the field. They were formulated to meet military nutrition standards with a focus on providing adequate calories, protein, carbohydrates, vitamins, and minerals. And although the early MREs represented a significant improvement over the previous field rations in terms of convenience, variety, and nutritional content, they have still evolved over time in terms of packaging, contents, and menu options. The basic concept of providing a self-contained, ready-to-eat meal remains a cornerstone of military field feeding programs. The development and implementation of MRE rations for military use were driven by several factors, including the need for more convenient, nutritious, and versatile field rations. So here are some of the reasons why MREs were established for military. So obviously, improved nutrition. They were designed to provide balanced nutrition to soldiers in the field, ensuring that they received adequate calories, protein, carbs, vitamins, and minerals to support their physical performance and overall health. And compared to the earlier field rations, they offered a wider variety of menu options and higher quality ingredients. And then there's the convenience factor. Because MREs are self-contained, prepackaged meals that are easy to transport, store, and consume in various environments, they didn't take additional preparation or cooking, so they could be eaten cold or heated using the FRHs, providing soldiers with a convenient meal option in the field. The other one, longer shelf life. MREs have a longer shelf life compared to many other types of rations. And thanks to advances in food processing and packaging technology, this extended shelf life reduced the need for frequent resupply and helps ensure that rations remain safe and palatable for extended periods, even in harsh environmental conditions. They're also very versatile. They're designed to be versatile and adaptable to a wide range of military operations and environments, whether soldiers are deployed in combat zones, training exercises, humanitarian missions. They are able to provide a reliable source of sustenance that can be quickly and easily distributed to troops. MREs streamline the process of field feeding by eliminating the need for extensive cooking facilities, mess kits, and food preparation equipment. So this reduces the logistical burdens and allows military units to operate more efficiently in the field, especially in remote environments where resupply might be challenging. And as funny as it might sound, helps boost morale. Providing soldiers with nutritious, satisfying meals contributes to morale and welfare, boosting overall morale and supporting troop readiness. MREs offer soldiers a taste of home and familiar comfort foods, helping to maintain their physical and psychological well-being during deployments and extended missions. Overall, the establishment of MREs for military use reflects a commitment to providing soldiers with high quality, convenient, and nutritionally balanced meals that meet the unique demands of military operations. Now, you might be asking yourself, are all MREs the same for each branch? So, while the basic concept of MREs is consistent across the different military branches, there might be variations in specific menu items, packaging, and suppliers. So, these are some factors to consider regarding MREs across the military branches. So, menu variations are going to vary. So, each military branch may have its own set of approved MRE menus, with variations in the types of entrees, side dishes, snacks, and desserts offered. And these menu variations may reflect cultural preferences, dietary considerations, and regional differences. So, different military branches may also have separate contracts with food manufacturers to produce MREs. So, while some menu items may be common across the branches, others may be unique to a particular branch based on supplier agreements and procurement decisions. There are some military branches that offer specialized MRE options to accommodate dietary preferences or religious restrictions. And this includes options such as vegetarian, kosher, or halal MREs, which may vary depending on branch policies and operational needs. So MREs are designed to have a long shelf life, typically lasting several years when stored properly. The specific shelf life of MREs can vary depending on factors such as storage conditions, temperature, and the age of the MREs at the time of purchase. But some general guidelines. The ideal storage temperature for MREs is between 50 degrees Fahrenheit to 70 degrees Fahrenheit. And the higher temperatures can shorten the shelf life of MREs, while lower temperatures may not necessarily extend it significantly, but might affect the texture and the taste of the food. And you know me, nutrition and health. So MREs are manufactured using a combination of food processing techniques, packaging technologies, and quality control measures to ensure safety, shelf stability, and palatability. While specific flavors and menu options may vary based on factors such as regional preferences, dietary considerations, and availability of ingredients, here is a general overview of how MREs are made and some popular flavors or meals. So first, menu development. Development of MRE menus involves input from food scientists, nutritionists, military personnel, and consumer feedback. So menu items are selected based on factors such as nutritional content, taste preferences, and cultural considerations, and then operational suitability. So popular menu items often include classic comfort foods like spaghetti with meat sauce, beef stew, and chicken fajitas. So the individual components of each MRE are prepared using standard cooking methods such as boiling, baking, or frying. The ingredients are sourced from reputable suppliers and undergo quality checks to ensure freshness and safety. And then special attention is given to food processing techniques that preserve flavor, texture, and nutritional value. And once the food components are prepared, they are portioned into individual servings and sealed in specialized packaging materials. So MRE pouches are designed to be lightweight, durable, and sealed to prevent contamination and spoilage. The packaging also includes oxygen absorbers and moisture barriers to maintain product freshness and extend shelf life. So to enhance the flavor and palatability, MRE meals may include a variety of seasonings, sauces, and condiments. So these flavor enhancing components are carefully formulated to complement the main entrees and side dishes, providing a satisfying dining experience for the soldiers in the field. And throughout the manufacturing process, stringent quality control measures are implemented to ensure the safety and consistency of MREs. Samples of finished products are tested for microbial contamination, nutritional content, sensory attributes, and overall product quality. Any deviations from established standards are addressed promptly to maintain product integrity. Now let's get into some popular flavors or meals commonly found in MREs. So, like I mentioned before, beef stew, chicken fajitas, spaghetti with meat sauce, chili with beans, BBQ pork rib, chicken noodle soup, and beef ravioli. There's vegetarian options like pasta primavera or vegetable lasagna. And so these menu options are chosen based on factors such as popularity among soldiers, ease of preparation, and nutritional value. Additionally, MRE manufacturers may periodically introduce new menu items or limited edition flavors to keep the offerings fresh and appealing to their consumers. So if you served in the military, comment below on what your favorite MRE flavor is. I want to get an idea of what the overall favorites seem to be. The types of meals consumed by the military personnel are diverse and can vary depending on specific circumstances of their service. But I wanted to understand the general overview of the nutritional value of MREs. So we're going to start with calories. So MREs typically provide around 1,200 to 1,300 calories per meal on average. And this calorie content is intended to meet the energy needs of soldiers engaged in demanding activities and to ensure that they have enough fuel to perform their duties effectively. But there is a con to this. The high calorie content of the MREs combined with potential limitations in physical activity during certain military deployments could contribute to weight gain or difficulty maintaining a healthy weight. Monitoring calorie intake and balancing it with energy expenditure is going to be important for military overall health and fitness. Then there's the protein content. MREs contain a significant amount of protein, typically around 20 to 30 grams per meal, and where protein is an essential for muscle repair and growth, making it an important component of a soldier's diet, especially during periods of physical exertion and recovery. Then there's the carbs. Carbohydrates are a primary source of energy for the body, and MREs provide a moderate amount of carbohydrates to fuel the physical activity. The carbohydrate content of MREs can vary depending on the specific menu item, but they generally range from 60 to 100 grams per meal. Fat is another source of energy and provides essential fatty acids that support various bodily functions. MREs contain moderate amounts of fat, typically around 30 to 40 grams per meal. And the fat content helps provide sustained energy and contributes to the palatability of the meals. However, some individuals may experience digestive issues such as bloating, gas, constipation when consuming MREs regularly. And this could be due to the factors such as high protein or fat content of certain menu items, as well as the preservatives or additives that are put in MREs. MREs are fortified with vitamins and minerals to help meet soldiers' nutritional needs. And these essential nutrients play critical roles in your metabolism, immune function, and overall health. MREs typically provide a range of vitamins and minerals to support optimal performance and well-being. However, they may not offer the same variety or freshness of foods as a balanced diet consisting of fresh fruits, vegetables, and whole grains. So over-reliance on MREs as the primary source of nutrition could potentially lead to deficiencies in certain vitamins, minerals, or dietary fiber. And MREs do contain a moderate to high amount of sodium, and this is primarily due to the need for food preservation and flavor enhancement. So the sodium content of MREs can vary depending on the specific menu item, but generally ranges from 800 to 1500 milligrams per meal. So while sodium is necessary for electrolyte balance and hydration, excessive sodium intake can contribute to health issues, such as high blood pressure. Efforts have been made to reduce sodium levels in MREs over time while still ensuring the palatability and food safety. I know I went down that list and they sounded so good, but there could be a psychological impact for eating the same types of meals repeatedly over an extended period of time. And it can lead to monotony and decreased meal satisfaction. and this could impact morale and overall well-being, especially during those long deployments or extended missions. So it's important to note that while MREs are convenient and necessary option for military personnel in the field, they are intended for short-term use, and they should not be the sole source of nutrition over an extended period. And military organizations typically provide education and support to personnel on maintaining a balanced diet, staying hydrated, and maintaining nutrition-related challenges while deployed. So one fun thing was Army researchers dug into the effects of MREs on gut health, and here's what they discovered. In different branches in the military, as well as in specialized programs like the space program, the approach to nutrition and meal provision may vary based on the specific needs and requirements of the mission. So here's how nutrition and meal planning might differ on the space program compared to traditional military branches. So the space program, also known as NASA, conducts extensive research on space nutrition to ensure that astronauts receive adequate nutrition during their space missions. And these factors, such as weightlessness, radiation exposure, and limited food storage space, present a unique challenge that must be addressed in their meal planning. Astronauts consume specially designed space food that is lightweight, compact, and shelf stable. And these foods are often packaged in vacuum-sealed pouches or containers to prevent contamination and also preserve freshness. And astronauts may have customized menus tailored to their individual dietary preferences and nutritional needs. See, NASA collaborates with dietitians and food scientists to help develop menus that provide balanced nutrition while also offering a variety of palatability. And since many space foods are dehydrated or freeze-dried to reduce weight and volume, astronauts have to rehydrate these foods using water obtained from onboard systems or packaged beverages. And rehydration systems must be carefully designed to ensure food safety and palatability. NASA also has to consider the long-term health effects of space travel on astronauts, including bone density loss, muscle atrophy, and immune system challenges. And nutrition is going to play a crucial role in mitigating these effects and maintaining overall health and well-being. Whereas the other military branches, the Army, Navy, Air Force, and Marines, they're going to be focusing on field feeding. Military branches are going to provide field feeding programs to support troops during deployments, training exercises, and combat operations. And these meals are often provided in MREs or through mobile kitchen facilities known as field kitchens or galleys. So the nutritional needs of military personnel are going to vary depending on their operational environment, mission requirements, and physical activity levels. Meal planning takes into account factors such as climate, terrain, and duration of operations. Military branches must also consider their logistical constraints when planning meals for troops in the field. And this includes considerations such as transportation, storage, and distribution of food supplies to remote locations. And then there's the combat rations, because they're going to be the MREs, and they're designed to provide convenient, shelf-stable meals for troops in the field. And these rations are nutritionally balanced and provide the energy and nutrients needed to sustain physical performance during these military operations. So not only are MREs different based on military needs, but also around the world. MREs can vary between different countries based on factors such as cultural preferences, dietary habits, and military requirements. So while the basic concept of providing a self-contained, ready-to-eat meal for military personnel is similar, there can be notable differences in the composition, packaging, and flavors of MREs from different countries. And they're going to offer different menu options in their MREs based on their local cuisine, regional preferences, and availability of those ingredients. And the flavor profiles of MREs can vary widely between countries to accommodate different tastes and preferences. So some of the countries may emphasize spicy or savory flavors, while others may focus on milder or more traditional tastes. And these nutritional contents are going to vary on the dietary guidelines and nutritional standards for each country. So while MREs are generally formulated to provide balanced nutrition and meet energy needs of military personnel, the specific nutrient composition is going to differ between countries. MREs stick with strong culinary traditions, such as ingredients and flavors that are culturally significant or familiar to their local troops. As an example, UK, or they call theirs ORPs, they offer a range of menu items that reflect British culinary preferences and dietary habits. So these include traditional British dishes such as chicken tikka masala, beef stew, pasta bolognese, and vegetarian options like vegetable curry or pasta primavera. And they're going to include ingredients that reflect British culinary traditions and cultural preferences. So like tea or coffee, biscuits and condiments like brown sauce or HP sauce. And then there's the Japanese. They call theirs SDF ration packs, and they may include Japanese dishes such as rice with curry, ramen noodles, stir-fried vegetables, and seafood-based meals. Their special items may include things like rice crackers, pickled vegetables, and Japanese-style condiments like soy sauce or miso paste. Russian food rations offer a taste of Russia, such as borscht, which is beet soup, beef stroganoff, kasha, which is a buckwheat porridge, canned fish, and meat-based meals. There may also include special items like rye bread, canned vegetables, pickles, and Russian-style condiments like mustard or horseradish. Chinese combat rations are going to reflect the Chinese culinary preference, such as rice with meat and vegetable or stir fries, noodles, dumplings, and preserved meats or fish, with special items like rice crackers, preserved vegetables, pickled fruits, and Chinese-style condiments like soy sauce or chili oil. So one of the interesting and unique aspects of MREs is their evolution and continuous improvement over time to meet the challenging needs of military personnel. So a few things to note is that there's been a huge innovation in packaging. They have undergone significant advancements in packaging technology to ensure durability, portability, and shelf stability. The packaging is designed to withstand extreme temperatures, rough handling, and exposure to harsh environmental conditions, making them suitable for use in a wide range of operational settings. Menus are constantly being updated and expanded to offer a diverse selection of meals and snacks. Military personnel may have the opportunity to customize their MRE menus based on personal preferences or dietary restrictions, ensuring that troops have access to meals they enjoy and find satisfying during deployments and operations. In addition to standard MRE offerings, there are going to be specialized dietary options that are available to accommodate troops with specific dietary needs or religious restrictions, like kosher, halal, vegetarian, or gluten-free, and providing inclusive and culturally sensitive dining options for military personnel gives them a little taste of home. MREs undergo rigorous research and development process to optimize their nutritional content, flavor profiles, and packaging design. So food scientists, nutritionists, and military personnel collaborate to continually improve MREs based on feedback from troops and obviously advancements in our food technology. So many components of MREs are going to serve dual purpose. So beyond providing sustenance, the outer packaging of MREs can be repurposed for trash disposal or used to make makeshift containers or shelters in the field. And additionally, these items like flameless ration heaters can be used not only for heating meals, but also for warming hands or purifying water. So what I love is that there can be a cultural exchange through food. MREs often include international menu items that reflect the culinary diversity of military personnel from different backgrounds. And so trying new and unfamiliar foods from other countries can also foster camaraderie, cultural exchange, and mutual respect among troops. enhancing morale and unit cohesion. So overall, MREs represent more than just a convenient meal option for military personnel. They embody innovation, adaptability, and the collective effort to support our troops in the field with nutritious, satisfying, and culturally relevant food choices. So, in deployment locations or during overseas assignments, military personnel may have the opportunity to sample and enjoy local cuisine. And this can involve dining at local restaurants or food vendors, participating in cultural exchanges, and experiencing the culinary tradition of the host country. We have to talk about some economic considerations surrounding MREs. MREs can be expensive compared to other forms of food provision. Each individual meal can cost several dollars, which adds up when you're feeding a large military force. And this cost not only includes the food itself, but also the packaging, transportation, and storage. And as much as we might or might not understand, we as taxpayers are the ones that are paying for this. So it really does make a difference. MREs also require significant logistical support, including transportation and storage. They need to be stored in controlled environments to maintain their shelf life and quality, which can add to the logistical complexity and cost, especially if you're somewhere where it's very, very hot or very, very cold. And then there's waste, because sometimes MREs can lead to waste if they're not consumed before they expire. And this can happen if troops are provided with too many or they're not rotated properly to ensure that the oldest ones are consumed first. While they're designed to provide balanced nutrition, some critics argue that they may not always meet the nutritional needs of soldiers, especially during prolonged deployments where they may be the primary food source. Now, I did talk about this before when I discussed the body's need for fresh food in addition to MREs. So, to address some of these issues, there have been efforts to improve the taste, variety, and nutritional content of MREs, as well as exploring alternate food provision methods such as field kitchens or locally sourced food in certain deployments. So if you have a loved one who is active military in boot camp or heading to boot camp, I hope that this takes a little weight off in knowing that their health in terms of food is considered and is also still being researched further. I know it gives me some reprieve, which gives me more time to be proud of the man that my brother is and thankful to all of our military members. I'm looking forward to seeing you next time, and I wish you a happy 4th of July. Bye!